discovered a deal breaker partway through a date. What was the rest of the date like? I matched with this guy Mark on Bumble and he seemed normal enough. I spent forever picking out an outfit and doing my makeup because I was actually excited about this one. He showed up looking good, I'll give him that. Designer shirt, fancy watch, the works. Complimented my dress right away and held the door open. I thought maybe I'd finally found someone decent for once. We got seated at this cute little table by the window and he was being super charming, asking about my job, my hobbies, telling me I had beautiful eyes. But then 10 minutes in, he pulls out his phone and just starts recording. Like not even asking, just holds it up and goes, "Hey Instagram, I'm here with this gorgeous girl Sophia on our first date." I laughed because I thought he was joking around. I mean, who actually does that? But he kept going, introducing me to his followers like I was some kind of prop. I tried to play along at first because I didn't want to seem uptight. He kept the camera rolling while he ordered this crazy expensive bottle of wine, saying stuff like, "We're living our best life tonight," to his phone. The waiter looked confused but brought it over anyway. Mark made this big show of tasting it and describing the flavors to his audience like he was some wine expert. Then when our food came, he wouldn't let me eat. Every time I picked up my fork, he'd be like, wait, let me get this shot," and make me pose with my pasta. He asked the waiter to rearrange our plates 3 different times, so they looked more aesthetic for his stories. The poor guy was clearly annoyed, but Mark kept filming him too. I tried having an actual conversation between all this nonsense. I asked about his job and he barely answered before cutting me off with, "Say that again, but smile more, it'll look better on camera." I felt like I was on some weird reality show instead of a date. Other people in the restaurant were starting to stare and I was getting embarrassed. The worst part was when he started doing these cringy poses, making me lean in close while he filmed us together. He kept saying things like, "Aren't we the cutest couple?" and "Goals, am I right?" I wasn't even his girlfriend. We'd known each other for literally an hour. When the bill came, that's when everything went completely off the rails. The waiter set it down and Mark just looked at it and laughed. He told me he'd talked to the manager earlier and convinced them to comp half the meal because he was influencing for them. I was mortified. Then he had the audacity to say we should split the rest because it would look good to his followers if we seemed like a power couple. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This guy had dragged me into his weird social media performance, embarrassed me in front of an entire restaurant, and now wanted me to pay for the privilege. I pulled out my card and paid for exactly half of what was left, not a penny more. As I was getting ready to leave, he was still filming, asking me to give his page a shout out and tell his followers how amazing our date was. I looked straight into that camera and said, "This has been the most bizarre experience of my life," and walked out. He actually followed me outside, still recording, asking if I wanted to come back to his place to make some content together. I told him absolutely not and called an Uber. While I was waiting, he kept trying to get me to pose for more pictures with him on the sidewalk. The Uber pulled up, and as I got in, Mark leaned down to the window and asked if he could get a ride too, since we were practically dating now. I told the driver to go, and we left him standing there on the curb, probably still filming himself for his stupid Instagram story. I blocked him on everything as soon as I got home.